Hello everyone, welcome back to Godzilla Gamer TV, and today we are going to be reviewing the S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla 2004 from the film Final Wars. I would recommend to check out my unboxing video to see me unbox a figure and its packaging right here. And also to know how much I love Godzilla Final Wars and how it's the best movie ever. Fight me. But yeah, let's just get into the figure. First thing we're gonna talk about is the sculpt, and it actually looks very well. Like if you put it side by side with the original Final Wars Godzilla, it looks literally the same. But the problem with this sculpt is, while it does look pretty thin, it has some issues when you look at the sides. Now the side looks good, but if you go real close, you can see there are some gaps right there. Like some holes that you can see through the figure. You even have some holes. There's mostly problem with holes at the leg area right here. But that aside, it still looks nice. And for the paint, it actually looks pretty good. The scales on the black look very well detailed. And the paint on the hands look pretty good, I guess. Sorry if you guys see something blurry. It's just the way my camera works. There we go. As you can see on the paint of the fingers, it just looks kind of weird. But they're painted actually very well because it doesn't bleed onto the fingers, which good. However, when I look at this hand, there are fingers right here and here that are barely painted at the end, but it's not that big of a deal. As for the toenails, the toenails are also very well painted. And yeah, as for the spines, the top head not painted, obviously. The neck looks very faded painted. Like it's very faded painted. I don't know why they did that. But the spines here are actually very well. I actually like these spines, but at the same time I also don't. But they're actually pretty good spines. But when you look at the tail spines, you can tell the paint there is not very good. I mean, the side spines are fine since they don't really need to be painted, but the paint on the actual spines are very lazily. It looks like they just painted a little bit of white and didn't even bother to finish it at all. But yeah, still, it looks very well. Now it's time for articulation. The articulation in this figure is very good. I really like posing this figure, and it's really good despite the fact some of the joints fall off. We'll get to that later. But yeah, let's get into it. So there is a ball joint at the head. I actually forgot to mention about the head. The head looks really good. The eye here is actually kind of shaded, but it still looks nice. And as for the head on this side, it's kind of open like, but it still looks good. And at the front, now the front actually looks really good because instead of having derpy eyes, he just looks straight at you. But as you can tell from looking at the front, there is one problem that really ruins the front of the face. Do you know it? I'll let you know now. It's the eyebrows. Why does it look like he's becoming like that rock meme? I can literally put these side by side and you won't even tell the difference. And as for the inside of the mouth, which of course you can open and close the jaw, just be careful because there is a ball joint seen in there. You probably can't see it because the camera is just being stupid again, being all blurry. But inside, right about right there in the middle, you can actually see a ball joint. You probably won't know what you're looking at from the camera, but believe me, if you have the figure, you can see it. In fact, I think you can kind of see it from right here. Yeah, you can actually see it from right here. It's a bit very dark, so you probably can't. Let me bring the light here so you can see better. Yeah, see? There's a little dot. Hold up. Let me try doing it like this. This might work. Yeah, I think you guys can't actually see the ball joints, but it is in there. You can actually see the ball joint once you get this figure. So yeah, be careful when moving the mouth because you do not want this to get taken out. I'm pretty sure it would suck. And also be careful if you want to close the mouth and make it look nice because you can have it closed like this and yeah, you could just have it off to the side. But yeah, anyways, there is, I'm pretty sure, free ball joints. This neck piece doesn't really work that well. It just moves up and down. These two, however, do all the work. Uh, yeah, these two do all the work. He can look up that far. But there is one right here where it looks like he's taking a big gulp down something on his like one of those 4 videos. God knows I need to stop that. Why are those allowed to be watched on YouTube? But anyways, he can look that far down. Pretty good range of motion. And at the chest, gonna have to move these arms out. There is free joints, so you can pretty much move the chest around. And you can even go side to side. However, it seems like he's more able to go on this side than he is on the other side. But yeah, anyways, you can fully rotate the hands just like so. And you can move the arm that far back. What the hell? And you can move the arm that far up. Pretty good range of motion, and you can even swivel. Who knows that meme? And you can bend the hand and just get all sorts of poses. The hands work very well. You could get him in poses like this, where he looks like he's getting ready for something, or he looks like he's just playing the piano or something. As for the leg, you can fully rotate it around. Just be careful doing so. I mean, this leg's fine, but when I do this leg, it's just very tight. Like, it's so tight I can barely move it. And as for the leg itself, you can bend it that far and that far. You can even get them into a spread like this. Very cool. And as for the ankle, you can just do this and do that. You can pretty much get some very good pivots when you spread the leg wide, which is actually really cool. You can pretty much move the feet very good. However, on this foot, it's actually very loose. It's not actually very loose. It's just a bit looser than the other foot. I can move this foot and it's fine. It feels like it's averagely supposed to operate like how it is. But this one seems a bit too loose. And also, if you haven't noticed, there's 2 right feet. Or left feet. I don't know if that big toenail is supposed to be like that or the big toenail is supposed to be like this. But yeah, it has 2 of the same feet. I don't know why, but it just does. You guys have to remember, I got this on AliExpress for about $140 because I couldn't find anywhere else to get this figure at a price like that. Because if I try to get this figure anywhere else, it would be over $160. But, I mean, it's really good because you get one... No, wait, hold up. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. 30 segments in total. You can actually get some really good angles off of this tail. Just be careful when posing this tail because obviously you guys know for a figure like this, the tail can most likely be able to fall off. And I don't like that because I would like to pose this tail and not fall it off. Because if I start posing the tail and if it falls off and one of these small pieces rolls down the edge right here, yes, there is a gap at the edge of this desk. And I don't like it because I can lose these small pieces when it goes down that gap down there. Especially with Legos. So, yeah, I don't like that. But, at the most part, the tail is actually very posable. I like it. All the joints are solid except for some of these at the end. Which makes sense, but it really shouldn't be that way for a figure like this. But when you try shaking the figure like this, all the joints are actually really solid together. It's only when you try moving the figure, it's that when all the joints start to fall off. Anyways, let's get this figure into some size comparisons. Here he is next to my NECA Godzilla 2019, NECA Godzilla from 1994. Here he is next to my War for Cybertron Siege Optimus Prime in truck mode and robot mode. Oh yeah, and here he is next to my War for Cybertron Earth Kingdom Soundwave and Bumblebee RC. Here he is next to my Hia Toys Godzilla 2019, which is kind of size accurate, kind of. Here he is next to my S.H.MonsterArts Con from 2021. Wow, he's very short. He shouldn't be shorter than Final Wars Godzilla like that. And here he is next to my S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla from 1954. Now, there is something I prefer the S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla from 1954 over the 2004. Despite the creaky joints, yeah, like that, the articulation is actually very better because it's a lot more solid, besides the head, and a lot more easier to pose this figure in all sorts of cool poses because he's a lot more easier to move around without risking the chance that you might have some joints loose, especially at the tail. You can pose this tail as much as you like and you won't have any worries of any pieces falling off. Except this is also a bit too loose. But either way, I still like this figure a lot more, considering I can get him into more badass poses, and for the fact the joints are not at all squeaky, even though they don't seem like it's not gonna fall off, because it is gonna fall off in some areas. But it still feels good to pose this figure in such badass poses. I mean, look at this pose. I'm able to get this figure to make a pose like this. This is what makes the 1954 look a bit old and clunky compared to Final Wars. Because you can get them into poses like this, and I actually like it. But either way, I still really like posing these figures. These figures are actually really cool and very nice, even though there are some either major flaws or minor flaws. I still like this line a bit, considering I have like 3 different figures from this line. I will be buying more when I get the money. And I will also be buying from Kia Toys. I'm looking forward on getting the GMK because I couldn't get the S.H.MonsterArts GMK. People know why. And um yeah. So I can't wait to buy more of these figures. And don't worry, I will be adding Final Wars into my series. That'll be a very big surprise. But yeah. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye. So at the head there is a ball joint here. So at the head there is a ball joint here. Come on. Yay, I like this. But anyways, he can look jeez. Um, uh you can even go side to sides. Yay. And you can even go side to side. However, and you can move the as for the leg, you can fully rotate it around. Just be careful doing so, because yeah. Every time I spread the legs, it always comes off. What? Why do you do this, chest? Just then snap. But I guess it's in there good. And you can actually get some really good posability on this tail. Every time it always does this. I can't pose a tail without doing that. And at the tip end, it's actually really good because you know what? I'm not gonna talk about the tip end ever again. We're not talking about the tip end. Forget it. Just forget it.